Security forces in Kazakhstan can now shoot to kill protesters. The country's president just authorized the measure today. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the United States is very concerned about the state of emergency in Kazakhstan. NTD's Jason Perry has the story.
As the government of Kazakhstan attempts to end the civil unrest in the country, their president has labeled those involved in the protests as militants and terrorists. President Tokayev has now authorized security forces to shoot to kill those participating in the unrest. The protests began after gas prices were raised on New Year's Day. It's still unclear what led the initially peaceful protests to turn violent. Secretary of State Antony Blinken addressed the situation in the Central Asian country.
It would seem to me that the Kazakh authorities and government certainly have the capacity to deal appropriately with protests, to do so in a way that respects the rights of protesters while maintaining law and order. So it's not clear why they feel the need for any outside assistance, so we're trying to learn more about it.
President Tokayev asked Russia for military assistance, and Russian troops began arriving in Kazakhstan on Thursday. Kazakh officials have insisted that the Russian troops will not be fighting the demonstrators and instead will guard government institutions. But it isn't immediately clear whether the Russian troops have been involved in stopping the unrest.
We certainly call on those peacekeeping forces and law enforcement to adhere to international human rights standards to support a peaceful resolution. And again, we hope the government itself can quickly address the problems, which are fundamentally economic and political in nature. That's what these protests are all about.
Blinken went on to say the situation in Kazakhstan is different than the one in Ukraine, but he added,
having said that, I think one lesson of recent history is that once Russians are in your house, it's sometimes very difficult to get them to leave.
On Friday, Kazakhstan's Interior Ministry reported that security forces have killed 26 protesters. Another 26 were wounded, and more than 3,800 people have been detained. A total of 18 law enforcement officers were reported killed and over 700 injured, but the numbers could not be independently verified. Jason Perry, NTD News.